Alrighty boys, welcome back to another step-by-step video. Now today's video is going to be on mute. However, I had a quick question for you guys. So CGX is right around the corner. I believe it's going to come out in 4 days or 6 days from this video, something like that. And by the time this video comes out, CGX is already going to be out. And so my question for you guys is, do you guys want me to still use the old clips that I have from, you know what I mean, pre-CGX? Because as you guys know, CGX, they are introducing, I believe it's 5 reworked maps: Clubhouse, Oregon, I want to say, Border. I forgot what the other maps are, but those maps in particular, I'm still gonna have like a lot of clips left over from those maps. So like, do you guys still want to see those clips in step-by-step videos, or should I just go ahead and delete them? What do you guys think about that? Because I can still make videos out of them. It's just that like, they're not going to be completely up to date with the visual like standard, I guess, with CGX that's going to be coming out. A lot of the other maps aren't getting updated, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know. To me, it feels like a waste to just delete them. So let me know what you guys think down below. My plan is to probably, how I would do it is I would still continue to make the step-by-step videos for like Mew and every other operator, except I would just clarify when something that's got changed in CGX would apply. So like, for example, like the fire, I believe there's like the fire extinguishers on the map, or the things that you shoot and it like spews out fire. I would just let you guys know when that applies whenever I make a video in the future. So like something like that I feel like would probably make a difference, but other than that I feel like there's not really that much that's probably going to change with the maps. Could be wrong about that, but if there is any major changes that is coming with CGX on the maps that do get the updated visuals or whatever, then I will let you guys know, because I did hear about a couple little things here and there. Like I remember somebody said to me that Canal, the black box on Skybridge, that you can no longer head glitch that. So I don't know if little changes like that are going to reach all of the maps, but if they do, then I will let you guys know if I do happen to use a step-by-step video clip where the environment did change to a degree, and I'll let you guys know in my future videos what is different and what's not different. Let me know what you guys think about that. But to get us started into our current video here with Mute, guys, I'm doing a little rap play over in Attic here, where, long story short, the enemy team is trying to do a walk-up play for Attic, where they maverick the wall and then they're making a little hole and they're going to walk up. All you do here is you basically just wait for the walk up, you swing with a little bit of audio, get yourself a free kill, putting us into a 3v4 position. And then right here, the reason why we rotate into kids is because we're going to try to reinforce our position here. Since it's a 3v4 position, we have to kind of look for a play to make in this position. This is one of those weird positions, though, where the enemy team is not really doing much with their man advantage, so we end up evening it out once again here. There's one guy on the big window, there's one guy on a white staircase, and the last guy in this position is actually going to be over by Trophy. One of my other teammates is going to end up killing him in a moment here. But long story short, the main priority here is to not allow white walk in and also not allow big window hop in. This big window guy decides to hop in. We end up getting ourselves a free kill onto him. And then the last guy walking up white stairs in this position is in a 3v1 pincer. So if he walks up, it's just a free kill and we secure the round right there. Now, typically when you're playing Mute, your main goal is going to be to focus on site setup. Now, the reason why I put in that last clip is because one of the plays that I like to go for when I'm over on Oregon is I like to look for a nitro, where I toss my nitro cell over the top of the trophy wall to get myself a free kill. But it also acts as a double maneuver, basically, where the idea is that if the enemy team tries to do like an attic push with Maverick in particular, you always have the play to rat in that little corner, and if you have a meat chamber right next to you, he has no way of joining you out. And the nice thing about Attic is that if you can kill that guy that walks up, it's very easy to rotate into kids. Maybe you stay in Attic and then you have a nice little like cross angle position on the whole bomb site, as long as you do set it up during the prep phase. I didn't actually have footage of the prep phase for that round. However, your main goal when you are playing Mute is going to be to set up the bomb site as much as you can. Now, something I feel like doesn't really get talked about very often when it comes to Mute is that you want to be using your utility in places where it's very strong. Now, we're going to be over on Cafe here. Now, this is the reading bomb site. Now, the important thing to understand is that during the top floor bomb site, site of this map. Typically, a mute player will play in Cigar Shop, which is the room that's directly next to me in this current position. And the idea for this is so that way you have the SMG-11, you have the shotgun. It's just a very good close range areas of the map where the enemy team is likely to push either on the top floor or during the reading bomb site itself. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because one of the main goals that the enemy team usually will have when they're pushing this bomb site for reading is that they're going to want to be trying to take red. However, if me and my teammate play over by the red side in the CS, like it's top floor setup, they're going to have to go through us to actually go and do some kind of vert take. Now right here, there's going to be a guy on Skylight. He's going to try to be flashing me out so he can take this angle onto me for my spot on Shaiko here, but he's going to unfortunately line up himself perfectly for a free headshot for me. And then I'm going to get a call out from one of my other teammates that there's one guy trying to walk up downstairs. This is going to actually open up a free kill for me since I am holding this position with my teammate, and this is pretty much going to put us into a nice 4v3 position. Now unfortunately right here, I'm going to go ahead and drop red here. Now the reason why I did this is because there was a Monty on red, so my idea was that since I just killed 2 people, it's very unlikely for this Monty to have anybody else to support him, if that makes sense. So my plan was to do like a pincer maneuver with my Ella to kill the Monty. However, what ended up happening here is I ended up getting spotted, which told me there was a very high chance that somebody was going to try to basically stop me from pincering that Monty, and I was actually correct in this position. There's another guy over on the red hatch that my teammate's going to actually call out for me here, and what's going to end up happening here that we're going to go ahead and go for now is that the last guy in this position, he's going to go ahead and drop the red hatch. My teammate's going to go and swing him aggressively. He's going to pre-fire his mag. This actually opens up a play for me to wide swing, because since he is basically distracting the Thatcher in this position, that actually opens up a play for me to just crouch underneath his bullets and swing aggressively to collect myself a free kill and secure the round. Now next up, we're going to be on the cafe basement here, guys. Now we are going to be playing mute, and we're going to be putting our mute jammer one on the freezer wall. Now the reason why I do it on the freezer wall instead of doing it for like drones is because of the fact that we don't have any other main primary wall denial, specifically like a bandit or a Cade. And I do feel like it might be a little bit on the worthless like kind of side, but it's still okay type of thing with mute to put your mute jammers on main walls. I feel like it's not quite that good, but it like does technically force the enemy team to have to bring some kind of EMPs, or maybe they have to go up to vert to clear out the mute jammer, so that way they can actually open up the wall. So I do feel like overall it might be worth it to put mute jammers on the main wall, because it'll actually simplify the position to make the enemy team have to bring something in response to it, if that makes sense. Now, my other mute jammer is going to be on the prep wall, as well as my last mute jammer is going to be for the small bake reinforcement for when the enemy team likes to go outside that window. A lot of people like to ace charge that wall, so that's why we put a mute jammer there. And the idea that I'm looking for here, guys, in this position is that my goal is to toss a nitro over the top of the prep wall to outside of bakery. That's why I have my teammate, my Ella, in this position playing the bakery, because my goal was to nitro over the over the top of the prep wall right here to get myself a free kill on anybody outside of the double door for bakery. Now, unfortunately, my Ella gets a little bit too hyper aggressive, which actually causes me to have to toss my nitrocell a little bit earlier than I wanted to, and unfortunately I'm not able to land the nitrocell I was aiming for. It does turn into a 2v4 here, and for whatever reason this ace decides to just charge in, which opens up a free kill for me. And then there's actually going to be another guy that jumps into the small bake window. He actually tries to shoot me, but then since I run back to site, he ends up running towards the hallway. But this actually opens up a play for me to run through bakery to swing the rotate hole for the hallway and get myself a free double kill in the hallway. Now, the last guy in this position was actually also in the hallway, but unfortunately, when I run back into sight here, I'm not going to expect them to be on my head holes, but I do luckily get a nice little flick shot right there to hit his head and secure the round. Now, once again, we're going to be on the basement bomb site here. Now, the enemy team for this round, they're actually going to be going for like a weird split push where they're going to open up freezer, and they're going to have one guy outside of the bakery double door, if that makes sense, and they're going to be trying to go for like a weird split push. The idea that the enemy team had, I believe, was to have the bakery guy walk in late and to try to like do some kind of like late flank play. However, what ended up happening is that when they do eventually open up freezer here. By the way, I'm going for the same play as before, where I've pre-ripped my nitrocell in my hand. I'm having my teammate play inside a bakery. The idea is that if they go outside of the double door and they try to walk in to swing my Chachanka in this position, I'm going to toss my nitrocell over to get myself a very easy nitro kill. Now, like I said, they're going to go ahead and do a freezer take in this position where they're going to go ahead and open up the freezer wall. Right here, I'm actually going to do a little quick peek and end up seeing Thermite on the white stairs. Now, in this position, I don't have to peek him, but I decided that it'd be very easy for me to just keep quick peeking this guy since he's not actively paying attention to me. And he did actually end up seeing me in my last quick peek, but since he started to see me, he was likely to hold angle against me, which actually opens up an easy play for me to do a little quick peek and shoot his head and then just rotate back into cover. And since that guy dies, the backside push is pretty much dead for the enemy team in this position. And then like I said, there's one guy outside of bakery here. He's going to go ahead and actually kill my Chachanka, and unfortunately I'm not going to be able to once again get that nitrocell to land. Now, it's important to note that in this position, I have to make sure that this bakery double door guy can't actually flood into prep to swing aggressively for sight in this position, because if he swings sight from prep in this position, he's going to be able to easily kill my Legion, my Castle, and I believe my Zombies offside in this position. So right here, we're going to go ahead and take a quick little pre-fire towards the bakery double door here. I'm actually going to end up hitting him and actually injuring him in this position, which is fantastic because I'm going to go ahead and just finish off that kill, which leads us into a nice 4v1 position. Now, honestly, guys, the way to win in this type of position is just to play your life and kind of just chill inside of sight. However, the seller that I am, I'm going to go ahead and start ego challenging the whole map to try to look for this last guy to basically secure my clip. And I'm going to go ahead and just run up to the second floor here. He's not actually up here. He's going to actually end up rotating over towards the bakery double door once again. And what I'm going to end up doing here is I'm going to go ahead and charge over to the prep window. I'm going to swing aggressively. Unfortunately, I'm not going to kill. However, my zombie is going to swing aggressively here, so I'm going to go ahead and take that as an opportunity to also swing because he's not going to be able to stop both of us and secure the round right there. But hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe.